What's up, everybody? Grind, Shine, Recovery out here on the Ohio River. We're going to talk about detoxing, my last bid. So let's go ahead and jump into it. As always, guys, like, share, subscribe. So my last bid, detoxing in there was man, it was rough. Basically, they don't do anything but give you some Imodium and some ibuprofen or Tylenol. So that's the gist of what they do for that. And guys, I'm telling you, talk about complete and utter hell. I couldn't sleep for the first probably week and a half. I'd get maybe an hour of sleep at night, you know, before they yelled for chow at 5:30 in the morning. And then whatever catnaps you have is always interrupted, because in county jail, you know, prison too, they do count, you know, like at 8 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and, you know, nighttime, they do count every shift change. So basically, you know, I had to just go through it pretty much cold turkey, no help, you know, and it took about probably really a month, because I had been running the streets so hard for, you know, a couple of years at that point, and I was using subs when I'd get sick from dope, and I had been on methadone before that. And guys, I mean, it was a hard withdrawal. Like I said, it was literally a month, and then I started getting to be myself. It was hard, man. You know, I had a few issues in there with guys I had beef with on the street from licks and dirty business I had done, and you know, it was rough, man. One guy I actually ended up fighting twice, because the first time, man, I just couldn't, you know, to be honest, I didn't have no strength in me. I was dope fiend out, guys. And, you know, me and the guy ended up getting a scuffle the second time we got put in the same block. And, you know, I remember I got the best of him then, but that's when I realized, man, how much of my physical ability had got lost from the years of just chasing dope on the street and living that life. You know, we don't care about nothing else. We're not taking care of our health. We're not taking care of our body, or mentally. So, you know, I realized it took me a few months to get my head on right. And even then, like I said, guys, I've had relapses after this last bid, but I hadn't went out for more than like a week at a time at that point, because I realized this last bid, you know, it took it out of me. It made me realize I wanted to really change my life. I realized that, you know, the shady cats I was running around with was part of the issue, you know, big part of the issue of why I was there. And if you hang around that type of crowd, man, you're only as good as the people you associate yourself with. You're not going to strive for higher. You're not going to strive for more. So, guys, you know, really think about that one. You know, plug into people who's positive, doing good things, man, because when you're measuring yourself to the dope fiend next to you, or the, you know, or the convict next to you while you're locked up, as long as you're good as that person, you know, you think you're doing all right. But when you really get out here and see what life's about. So yeah, basically back to my detoxing in there, guys. Like I said, it was rough. It was a rough 30 days. You know, like I said, it was a couple weeks before I could really actually sleep, or get into working out, or actually get into bidding. You know, in that situation, you really have to get into that mindset when you're going to be there a while, into bid mode, as we say. You know, where your head's inside that lockdown facility, and that's your world, as opposed to the outside world. And that's hard to detach, especially if you got a girl or you got family out here. Thank goodness I didn't have my daughter, or, you know, or kids at this point. I did have a stepson I was supposed to be, you know, raising, and I've had to apologize to him for me getting locked up and going away, and before that, not being the parent I should have been. Guys, you know, jail is no place, prison is no place to think that makes you anything. Guys, it's a dark world. You know, once I got through my 4 months of being in county, guys, it even got worse, because you go from county to here in Ohio, it's CRC, Central Receiving Center, and basically, guys, the Central Receiving Center is rough. It's a high-level prison here in Ohio. It's a level 3, which is the highest we have here, and basically, guys, it's 23 and 1, and that's really what it is. When you're walking to the chow hall, you know, you leave to eat, and as soon as you sit down to eat, the first man sitting down, he's got 5 minutes, and I mean, you're eating food that's so hot it's literally burning your mouth, man. I remember guys dumping their Kool-Aid stuff in the food just to cool it off, because you literally had to eat that fast. And walking, you know, to and from the blocks, you had to stay in a straight line. You better not step in the grass next to the little walkway area. I remember the CO freaking out, and these COs up there are rough. They will beat you down. They love it. They enjoy it. Really do. Enemies die there. And, you know, basically, when the guy stepped in the grass, I remember I'm freaking out. This CO's running out. What are you doing in my grass? I'm looking. I'm actually looking down to see if I'm stepping in the grass. Because, these guys have handcuffs. They cuff you up with both hands behind your back. They will walk you with the handcuffs behind your back. They will raise them up to where you have to walk, you know, to wherever they're taking you, like that, you know, like that. So it's not easy, man. Like I said, because they just rip your arms out of socket. Really not the most humane place, man. But guys, you know, that's why I'm sharing this, man. I'm not gonna sit here and tell these stories of I put in work and and you know, I stabbed this and that. You know what? I dodged beef when I could. I didn't walk away from anyone, you know, that was trying to punk me, but you know, I didn't try to make issues. You know, these guys who's on here glorifying this stuff, first of all, I don't think you should be running a prison channel if you've done under 5. Just shouldn't be speaking on it. And these guys out here glorifying the gang stuff and the violence, if they were putting in the work they said, they'd have been in the hole most of the time. That's my look on it. I ain't gonna get into that. But guys, I'm telling you, I don't care who you are, how hard you are, when you get in there, you're not gonna be going around looking for trouble. You're gonna, you know, have to buck up and stand up for yourself when you need to, but no one, you know, it's just not the place to do it. You know, you got guys that's their home, that's where they live, they're never going home. So for these, you know, so people doing under 10, that's short time to them. You know, you gotta realize that. But you know, this is nothing to glorify, and I'm just sharing my experience. So CRC was one of the roughest parts of my bid. You know, your cellmate, you're in there with the cellie, and you know, I had 3 of them. One of the guys was going to be a lifer, and you know, it's hard, man, when you're in the cell with someone that long out of the day that you don't know. It's really hard. And you know, especially like I said, that, you know, people don't realize, you know, these guys doing life, they have a whole other outlook on how you're supposed to conduct yourself. And you know, these young guys that's thinking this stuff's cool, it's not. That's why I don't run this as a prison channel. I run it as a recovery channel. I'm all about felons recovering their life and getting on track, and that's what this is about, guys. You know, that system, and I'm telling you, I'm glad there's guys out here that's shouting out and letting people know like it really is. They're not glorifying it. They're not listening to lie to you guys. That's the ones you guys need to listen to. Guys, we're going to get into my actual stay, some of my experiences, some of the violent things I've seen. You know, the dope in prison is just ruthless, and jails. I've seen guys get jumped and stuff removed from their orifices. So that's going to be coming up next. That'll be a